Great to be here, thank you. I'm Dom, I work for a company called Flame Digital. I'm creative director there. We do lots of digital things generally, a lot of sort of design and build of websites, online marketing, things like email, things like social media, that kind of stuff. And we generally work with clients to develop strategies and then help them execute that and work out how they can then get return on investment on all of that good stuff. So the title I've got to talk about today is, in today's age of Facebook and Twitter, how can you make money using social media technology? And just a quick one. It's useful to know how many people use social media actively. Things like Facebook, Twitter, so pretty much everyone. Okay, great. If you look at the theory of product design, what makes a great product? It's got to be usable, it's got to be useful, and it's got to be desirable. And what we say to our clients, and what I'd encourage you guys to do in your businesses, is to think about what your product really is. What is it that you really sell? What's the value you're selling? A company who kind of get this are Apple. They create lots of physical things, and they've got stores and they've got bits of software. But what they sell isn't really those things itself. They're kind of smaller actors in a larger story. What they sell is the seamless, the branded overall experience that is, completely consistent, completely easy to use. It's a sort of no-brainer experience which fits around all these objects seamlessly.
So tell me, businesses, obviously marketing is quite key, and at the early stage of any business it's important to get a marketing strategy in place.
Yep.
If you were advising a new business, a new startup business, how would you advise them to look at their marketing strategy?
Initially, just focus on the customer. Do as much research as you possibly can to understand the profile of who's likely to buy your product, who's going to be interested in it, the reasons why they're going to be interested in it. Try and build a very strong case to persuade them why they should use it. Understand intrinsically what problems your product solves, I guess. And understand why there is a requirement for it. There doesn't always have to be. Some companies are very clever at creating the requirement and then answering it with their own product. I guess Dyson springs to mind as one of those. People weren't aware that there was a problem. They couldn't have communicated what their stuff did without presenting the product itself, if that makes sense. So the product itself was almost the narrative about why other things didn't work. But yeah, fundamentally, initially research, understand then at the other end of the scale what your targets are. I would approach the bit in the middle, last of all, the actual marketing itself. Understand who the customers are, how you're going to reach them, what their needs are, what problem your product solves, and what you want to achieve in terms of sales, in terms of increased sales, in terms of customer engagement, that kind of stuff. We're very keen on metrics and understanding how you get that return on investment for the initial spend.
Well, I'm at university at the moment and I've got a unit of digital marketing, and together we're also just starting up a business as well, so we're looking for digital marketing opportunities.
So did today's event motivate or inspire you?
It did, yes, especially social media stuff, and obviously because we're just starting, we don't have much money, especially like free things like Facebook and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm starting a radio station up next year. Just want to get a better idea of how to go about it and how I'd market it out, because I've already started using social tools such as Facebook and Twitter to get it out there before I start, broadcasting next year. So at least I get some people interested, and also it helps me bring people who are interested in DJing and presenting on the radio, as well as getting like local companies interested in advertising. So I came today because it gave me more of an insight into what I'll need to do when I go back and get on the computer and stuff, and I can expose my company out there as much as I can.